Hey there, it's almost January, and you know what that means, New Year's resolutions. And for parents, it's a time for you to reflect on all of the ways that you think you failed your kids in 2020, and all of the ways that you're gonna do better. You're gonna be the perfect parent in 2021. Because parental guilt is the gift that keeps on giving. So you set a resolution that you're not gonna yell at your kids this year, and then by noon on January 1st, it's already out the window because one kid is coloring on the walls and the other one is riding the dog. So you yell, you feel like a terrible parent, and the cycle continues. This year, I'd like to offer you an alternative. I propose the 2021 New Year's resolution. Because the definition of resolute is problematic to begin with. It means determined, set in your opinions, and unwavering. But you are a growth-minded person. When you know better, you do better, and you love to learn and think about ways that you can be better at showing up for your family. And that's what you want to model for your kids as well. So do you really want to be someone who is unwavering and set in their opinions? Of course not. So what does an unresolution look like? Well, it starts by giving yourself a huge pat on the back for surviving 2020. This was a really, really hard year for so many reasons. Parenting is really hard at the best of times, but when you throw in a global pandemic and everything that came along with it, quite frankly, if everyone in your household was fed at some point each day, you are gonna call that a win and congratulate yourself. And then you're gonna think about one thing in your household that you'd like to change. Just one thing. And you're gonna think about a way to make it manageable and more or less measurable. So instead of saying something like, I'm not gonna yell at my kids this year, or I'm gonna yell at my kids less often, try something like this instead. When I inevitably yell at my children because I am human and they are very frustrating, I'm gonna focus on repair. I'm gonna let myself feel my feelings, and then I'm gonna apologize if necessary, and I'm gonna have a conversation with my kids about what I could have done differently and what they could have done differently so that this scenario turned out differently as well. It's not about being the perfect parent, because perfection is an illusion that doesn't exist. And if you're striving for perfection, it doesn't actually benefit your kids because you're setting them up to an impossible standard, and it's way too much pressure. They are happy with a good enough parent who tries to show up, and really, that's all that matters. So, for your 2021 resolution, think of just one thing in your life and your family that you'd like to change, and then see if there's a way that you can make that manageable and measurable. And if you're looking for guidance and support, I would be delighted to be the GPS on your parenting journey. Happy New Year!